So I've spoken on apologizing before and how strongly I believe it takes, a personal growth to be able to do that. And the flip is to be able to accept an apology, especially when you've really been at odds with somebody and sometimes just yourself. It's very important that we're able to forgive ourselves, forgive those around us, apologize to those around us, and sometimes apologize to ourselves. It has to, the actions have to go together. I say all that to say, I was talking to a coworker. Shout out to Heather. I don't mind saying her name and all that stuff. We used to go at it at work, and we were friends. Then we just hit these pockets of just really just not being able to get along. And there was never a moment, we were talking about tonight, and she said, I don't even remember what started it all. And honestly, neither do I. But she said, I'm sorry, for all of those things. I said, I'm sorry too, because a lot of it was needless, and the one thing that I had from, and that between maybe our last, blow up or whatever, and now, there's been some years and some space. She left, she came back. But the one thing was that she was always a cool person. We always got along when we weren't not getting along. Like, I hope that makes sense. But the ability to come back around and apologize was a cool thing. But I had growth in that stage, and clearly so had she. And when you're at work, you know how it is. Like, you can get into just things where people are irritated. And I've said it before. I stood up in meetings before, having, headbutts with other people. We're all here against our will. If anybody was independently wealthy and didn't have to work, most likely they wouldn't. They might pursue something that they enjoyed, but at that point it might be more hobby-esque rather than actual employment. So we get to these points where we're around each other more than we are around our family, our friends, and sometimes that can be frustrating. Working at night, so you come in tired and you have all of these other things, and sometimes it plays out at the wrong time with the wrong people, and it wasn't meant to be that way, but then it just gets out of control. Just think of, spilling gasoline, where there's a fire or something. The gasoline keeps spilling and the fire keeps going. It's out of control before you know it. So sometimes you have to let it burn out and just be able to say at a later point in time, my bad, I'm sorry, and be able to hear that and say, you know what, I accept that, I'm sorry too, and really give a genuine apology. I'm sorry is more of a heartfelt than, well, I guess I should apologize. Sometimes we have to say really, heartfelt things if it means that much to us. If it doesn't, then don't fake it. That's not the fair thing to do that to that person either. But if it really means something, then speak it, and speak it like from the heart, the way you would want to have it spoken to you. What are your thoughts, advice, comment, experience? Have you gone through any of this? And it doesn't have to just be at the job. It can be, in your personal relationships. It can be with your family. It can be with a close friend. It can be with a neighbor. We all have that opportunity to be at odds with somebody. But I thought it was such a cool thing for her to have said and done, because, again, we always got, as much as we didn't get along, we got along. Like, so if it was 100% not getting along, we got along 100%. It was just the timing. That's all that it was. But to come back around this many years later and to be able to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I thought that was a pretty special thing. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys what your comments are, what your experiences are, your advice. Again, ace up the sleeve. If you like the content, if you rock with this notion of apologizing, and I've done previous videos on this before, I'll try to put that at the end, so you can click and go to that video. But if you've gone through that, would love to hear about it. And if you enjoy the content, please thumbs up. If you think this is corny, you can thumbs down. I won't be mad at you. As always, hit the subscription, hit the notification on the subscription, click all so you get all of this content as it comes out. And as always, I hope this finds everybody in a place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. See you very soon. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.